I didn't want to speak. I didn't even want to be seen. That's why I booked the window seat, so I could turn my face to the glass and disappear. The moment I sat down, I turned off my phone, closed my eyes, and tried to breathe. My chest felt tight, like someone was sitting on it. I had cried the night before, again, and I promised myself, no more tears, not in public, not today. The flight to Dubai was 6 hours, 6 hours of silence, 6 hours of pretending I was okay. But then, he sat beside me, and everything changed. He was tall, with calm eyes and a kind face. He looked like someone who had seen a lot, maybe too much. He smiled when he sat down, but I didn't smile back. I just nodded quickly and looked out the window. Please, no talking, I thought. Please let me be alone. I was not ready for people. Not after what happened. You see, just 2 months ago, I lost everything. Not in a fire or an accident, but in a breakup. It sounds simple when I say it like that. A breakup. But it was more like a quiet storm that ripped my heart apart. We were together for 5 years. I thought he was the one. We planned to get married. We talked about kids. We even picked names. Then one morning he left a note. No goodbye, just a note. Maya, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. Daniel. That was it. No call, no talk, no closure. I didn't eat for days. I didn't leave my apartment. I couldn't look in the mirror without feeling pain in my chest. I kept asking myself, what did I do wrong? And the worst part was, I had no answer. My friends tried to help. They brought food. They called me every day. But I started lying. I'm fine, I told them. I wasn't, not even close. One night, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself. So I booked a flight to Dubai. I had some money saved. No plan, no hotel yet. I just needed to go far away. And that's how I ended up here. Seat 14A. Alone, broken, staring at the sky through a dirty airplane window. The man beside me didn't speak for a while. Maybe he felt the wall I had built around myself. Maybe he respected it. I liked that. The silence between us felt safe. But then, after the flight took off, he said something. Just one sentence. You look like you're running from something. I turned to him slowly. My eyes narrowed. Excuse me? He held up his hands gently. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I paused. His voice was soft. No pressure, no judgment. He looked ahead, not at me, like he was giving me space to respond or stay quiet. I surprised myself. I am, I said, running. He nodded. Me too. I waited. I didn't ask why, but part of me wanted to. We didn't speak again for a few minutes. The cabin lights dimmed. The flight attendants brought drinks. I took water. He took coffee. Then he turned to me again. What are you running from? I should have said, that's private. I should have turned away. But instead I said, a man who broke me. He didn't react right away. He just looked at his coffee, as if it held some answer. 5 years, I said. 5 years, and he left with a note. He looked up. That's cold. Yeah. I didn't cry. I thought I would, but I didn't. He let out a quiet breath. My wife left me after 12. No note, just divorce papers in an email. I stared at him. We were both silent, two strangers in the sky, two broken hearts sitting side by side. "Why are you going to Dubai?" I asked. He smiled a little. "To remember who I was before everything." I felt something move inside me, like his words touched a place I had forgotten. "I'm going to forget," I said. "Maybe we're looking for the same thing," he said, "just in different ways." I looked at him for the first time, really looked. His face was tired, not from the flight, but from life. I knew that look. I wore it too. "I'm Maya," I said. "Adam," he answered, and just like that, a strange warmth came into my chest. It didn't take the pain away, but it made me feel less alone. The plane moved forward through the night. I leaned my head back. For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel the weight of my past pressing down so hard. But then, just before I closed my eyes, he said something I wasn't ready for. "Do you ever wonder if heartbreak happens for a reason?" I opened my eyes. My chest tightened. "I used to," I whispered, "but now I'm not sure." He looked at me with that calm, quiet expression again, and then he said, "Maybe the reason is sitting beside you right now." I stared at him, my heart suddenly louder in my chest. What did he mean, and why? Did it feel like he knew me better than he should? I didn't answer him right away. His words stayed in the air like smoke. "Maybe the reason is sitting beside you right now." What was I supposed to say to that? We had only met an hour ago. We were strangers. I didn't even know his last name. But something about him felt familiar, not in the face, not in the voice, but in the silence. We both carried something heavy, and somehow we both knew it. "I don't believe in fate," I finally said. He smiled. "I didn't say fate." "Then what did you mean?" He looked out the window. "I meant sometimes pain brings the right people together. Not forever, maybe just for a moment, but sometimes that's enough." I didn't know what to say. I had never heard anyone put it like that. Maybe just for a moment. I had spent so much time trying to hold on to people, trying to keep them from leaving. Maybe that was the problem. After a while, he asked me, "Do you want to talk about him?" I shook my head. "Not really." He nodded. "Okay." And he meant it. He didn't push. He didn't try to fix me. He just sat with me like that was enough. The plane shook a little, just some turbulence. The lights above us blinked, and a few passengers gasped. I gripped the armrest. He looked over and gave a small laugh. "Don't like flying?" "I don't like feeling out of control," I said. His face changed, softer. "That's honest." "I'm tired of lying," I said, even to myself. He nodded. "Me too." Then I asked him something I wasn't sure I had the right to ask. "What happened with your wife?" He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "We lost a baby. A little boy. He was born too early." My breath caught in my throat. "I'm so sorry," I said. He nodded slowly. "We tried to stay strong. We told people we were fine. We smiled in photos, but inside we were broken. And after a while, we stopped being a couple. We became two people just trying to survive." I felt my eyes sting, not just from what he said, but from the way he said it. So calm, so full of sadness. "Did you love her?" I asked. "Yes," he said. "I still do, but sometimes love isn't enough." His words hit me deep. I had said that same sentence to myself once, but I had never said it out loud. My ex, I started, but my voice cracked. I cleared my throat. He said he felt trapped, that I was too much. Adam looked at me. You're not too much. Maybe he was just too little. That made me laugh. For the first time in a long time, I actually laughed. He smiled. There it is. What? Your real face, he said. Not the one you wear for other people. I blushed and looked away, but I didn't feel embarrassed. I felt seen. There was a long pause. We both looked out the window. The sky was black, with only tiny stars blinking in the distance. The world below us was quiet, far away. Then I said something I never planned to say to anyone. I thought about ending it a few weeks ago. Adam turned his head slowly. Ending your trip? He asked carefully. I shook my head. He nodded again, slowly. Thank you for still being here, he said. I'm really glad you're here. I didn't answer. I couldn't. But my eyes filled with tears. I wiped them fast before they could fall. He didn't ask questions. He didn't tell me it gets better. He just reached over and held out his hand. Not to touch, just to show it was there. For a second, I froze, but then I took it. My fingers slipped into his like they had been there before. We sat like that for a while. No words, no noise, just hands. Later, when the lights in the cabin dimmed and most people were asleep, he leaned closer. Can I tell you something strange? He whispered. Sure. I wasn't supposed to be on this flight. What do you mean? I missed my original flight, the one 3 hours earlier. I blinked. Why? He gave a small shrug. Couldn't find my passport. It was in my jacket the whole time. We both smiled, and I felt it again, that strange pull in my chest, that feeling you get when something clicks, but you don't know why yet. I let my head rest on the seat. My body was tired, but my heart felt a little less heavy. Why are we like this? I asked, so afraid to be seen, but still hoping someone sees us anyway. He looked at me with kind eyes. Because deep down, he said, we all want someone to sit beside us and stay. And just like that, I wanted the flight to last longer. I wanted this moment to keep going. But the captain's voice came over the speakers. We'll begin our descent into Dubai shortly. Please fasten your seatbelts. And suddenly, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Fear not of the plane landing, but of what came after. The seatbelt sign turned on. The lights inside the plane came up slowly. Around us, people began to wake. Some stretched, others looked at their phones. The quiet moment we had was gone. But I still held his hand. I felt like a child, not ready to say goodbye, not ready for the real world to come back. This flight had been my little island in the sky, and now it was ending. Adam looked at me. We made it. Did we? I asked softly. He smiled, but I could see it in his eyes. He didn't want to let go either. The plane started to descend. I looked out the window and saw the bright lights of Dubai below us. Tall buildings, golden streets, cars like tiny ants moving through the night. It was beautiful. But it didn't feel like freedom anymore. It felt like a question. What now? I don't know what I'm doing, I said. That's okay, he said. You don't have to know everything today. I turned to him. Do you believe people meet for a reason? He thought for a second. Then he said, I believe people meet when they need to, even if they don't understand why right away. I wanted to believe that too. As the plane landed, I held my breath. The wheels touched the ground, and the cabin shook slightly. People clapped. I didn't. I just looked at Adam, and I realized something. I didn't feel like a stranger anymore. When the seatbelt sign turned off, people stood up, opened overhead bins, and reached for their bags. I stayed in my seat. Adam didn't move either. I looked at him. Are you staying in Dubai long? He gave a soft laugh. No idea. I booked a hotel for 2 nights. After that, I'll see. I nodded. Same. And then we both smiled. We walked out of the plane together. No more silence, no more space between us. As we moved through the airport, everything felt slower. The noise, the people, the announcements, it all became background noise. I didn't care where my suitcase was. I just wanted to stay close to him for as long as I could. We passed immigration, got our bags, and walked to the main exit. Outside the airport, the warm Dubai air touched my skin. It smelled like something new, and maybe like a second chance. We stood near the taxi line. Well, he said, this is the part where we say goodbye, isn't it? I looked down at the ground. My suitcase felt heavier than before. But not because of the weight, because I didn't want to leave him behind. Maybe, I said. He looked at me. Would it be crazy if I asked you to have coffee with me? I smiled. A little crazy. He nodded. Good. I think we both need a little crazy right now. So we didn't take a taxi. We walked, just down the road. 2 blocks from the airport, we found a small cafe that was still open. It was simple, bright lights, one barista behind the counter. We sat at a table near the window. We didn't say much at first, but it wasn't an awkward silence. It was peaceful. Like we didn't need to fill the space. We were just there. He looked at me and said, You're different from the woman I saw on the plane. I raised an eyebrow. Really? He nodded. You're still sad, but now you're not alone. I didn't know what to say, so instead I reached across the table and touched his hand. Warm, real, not a dream. We stayed at the cafe for over an hour. We talked about small things, music, favorite movies, books we never finished, and big things too, fear, hope, the strange way life breaks us and heals us at the same time. Then he asked me, What do you want to do tomorrow? I paused. I don't know, I said. For the first time in months, I'm okay with not knowing. He smiled. Me too. And just like that, we stood up, paid the bill, and walked into the night. No plans, no promises, just 2 people walking side by side in a new city. After a long flight and a longer journey inside their own hearts. It's been 6 months since that night. Adam and I didn't fall in love right away. We didn't move in together. There was no big Hollywood ending, but we stayed in touch. We met for coffee the next day, then dinner, then long walks along the water. We didn't fix each other, but we helped each other feel human again. And sometimes that's even more powerful than love. We still talk every week, sometimes more, sometimes less. He still calls me the girl in 14A. And I still say he missed his flight for a reason. I don't know what the future holds, but now I'm not afraid of it. Not because I have all the answers, but because I'm learning to sit with the questions. And maybe that's what healing really is. Not forgetting the pain, but learning to hold it without letting it hold you. So if you're out there feeling broken, feeling lost, or sitting on a plane, hoping no one speaks to you, just remember, the person who changes your life might sit beside you when you least expect it. And sometimes 6 hours in the sky can open a door that was closed for years. I'm Maya, and this is how I started breathing again. And you, have you ever met someone who changed your life, even if just for a moment? I'd really love to hear your story. Tell me in the comments below. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more.